this is Mighty Avengers 25, the next part of the surprisingly not rubbish Dan Slott run. And now we are on to a two-part story where this great team of Avengers gang up against Fantastic Force. I have endless praise for the first 3 issues of this run. That first story with Chiffon, I think that is one of the 2 best Avengers stories written in the last 20 years. The rest of Dan Slott's run alternates between passably enjoyable to slightly frustrating, and this story is one of the weaker ones. Not the weakest one, but definitely one of the weakest ones. I'm not crazy about wasting 2 issues having the team fight another group of heroes, though that can be fun and done well sometimes. In this case, I find the conflict to be petty. The story is that years ago, Hank Gordon and Black Hank Gordon, they made a super science machine, and that machine is needed now by the Avengers to anchor their pan-dimensional headquarters. I love this page here, nice splash page idea. The art for this is fill-in art. It is good, but it is really condemning to Dan Slott that even the book's regular artist who they paired him with for this run, Koi Pond, who is known for being insanely fast at finishing art, and was probably given the job for that reason. Even he needed a fill-in artist because Dan Slott is so slow with finishing all his scripts. On that note, we will be getting a co-writer soon, which is great because it means you can stop crediting Dan Slott with any of the good stuff. We start off by splitting up our team. U.s.agent and the Flash, they are gunning off to China to investigate and look into a thing over there. This is set up for the next story arc on the book, which is a lot better than this one. And it kinda stings to see my 2 favourite characters on this Avengers team be benched for these 2 issues. They actually are not in the next issue at all even. And Gordon, he has one of his irrational outbursts because they are gunning to lose their headquarters unless they do something about it. It is too complicated to get into what is going on with that. And we have a bit with Hercules Man calming Hank Gordon down. And the best bits of this issue were these quiet little character moments like this that I had totally forgotten about existing. So Hank Gordon, he calls up Mr. Fantasticals for some help, and we get a nice splash page of Fantastic Force all here. And double nice is that we also have a corresponding splash page showing the opposite end of the call with the Avengers. I really like that. There used to be a promo poster for Avengers and West Coast Avengers that used this trick. It was like 2 halves and they were this basic idea. I want that poster for my wall up there. If you have got it and you want rid of it, contact me on Twitter. When Black and Gordon died in Civil Wars, Mr. Fantasticals was the one who ended up with the super science machine that they made. And now Hank Gordon, he wants it back. And it is super catty and I hate it because Mr. Fantasticals he's a total jerk. Mr. Fantasticals is like, you have been acting erratic lately, so I am not going to give it to you because you are a fuck up. And I hate that constant tone in this book. In the first story, it maybe had its place when it was Iron Man and he was throwing his cock down. But at this point, Hank Gordon has been leading this team of Avengers for a while, and they have been doing great things. They have saved the world and received plenty of press coverage and public approval. And it just seems like a really forced conflict. I didn't believe that Mr. Fantasticals would be so unwilling and mean as to not at least offer to help him out with his headquarters. But it is on, bitch. We are doing a sort of iced thing where Hank Gordon is going to lead his team to break into Fantastic Force towers and steal the machine. And that in and of itself could be fun. The Avengers, they are going to use image inducers as part of this gig, as shown up here by Alfred pretending to be a Skrull, which is incredibly inappropriate considering the Marvel Universe just came out of a war with Skrull impersonators, which included a Skrull impersonator of Alfred. In China, u.s.agent and the Flash, they have some fun back and forth, some entertaining patter, and they are met with one of the government's contacts in China. Look forward to some out of nowhere romance between her and u.s.agent. Then after this, we have got some more quiet moments here, the ones that I forgot about, including a lovely one between Giant Girl and Amadeus Cho. I mostly remember this run for all the stuff with Hank Gordon and it having a very strong focus on him at the expense of the other characters not getting much today. But I am finding there are bits like this which are refreshing. So after this, we start our campaign with the Thing, who is confronted by Red Hulk. Except it's Hercules, man, using an image inducer to pretend to be Red Hulk. That's another thing. I would love to just see a Hercules man versus Thing fight. But instead we get it this way, as a Thing versus fake Red Hulk fight. It's definitely worth reading. I might not be overly keen on the story, but it has its moments, and it is still miles better than what Michael Bryan Benson was doing on the main books. That is why 7 thumbs up.